Hey everybody, if you're watching our YouTube video, welcome. I was going to try to record this and post it on YouTube, so hopefully you're watching that. This is our Diablo 2 study break for my statistics class this quarter. So if you're curious why this is happening at all, it's because we had one of our quote-unquote rewards for the class was for me to stream a game for a little bit. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to be playing some Diablo 2. We're going to try to get through all of normal. So I have to stop at about 4:30 my time, which is about 4 hours from now. But I think we should be able to see pretty much everything for that by the time we get going for the full 4 hours or so. So I'm just kind of cleaning up some stuff here on my monitor so I can see everything okay. Hopefully the stream rate will be okay. I've never tried to stream for more than about the 20 or 30 minutes that I did before, where I was just kind of testing stuff out, but it looks like right now everything seems to be okay. We've got a pretty good bit rate on there, so hopefully the channel's going to be just fine. Let me check over here for a second. Trying to get my mod view up and running over here. Yep, seems like it's going okay. Cool, cool. Oh, I wonder if I can dock that so that I can see. Move to grid. Yes. There, now I can at least get an idea of how the stream is. Twitch seems to think that the playback rate is fine, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Got my tea, got mint tea here. Try and keep my voice going. It's not going to be exactly a speed run, but I am going to try to play it more or less as quickly as I can. I am not a speedrunner of this game, but I know how to get from the beginning to the end, so I'll try to talk about what I'm doing along the way. We're going to play as an assassin. The assassin character is nice when you're not the best at the game like I am, because she's extremely strong. It's very hard to kill her. And she's got good attacks that we can use. So we're going to stick with our assassin. So let's dive right in. Let's see, what was I going to call this one? Sandwich. I can't put numbers in there. We're also not going to play the hardcore version of the game because if I try to do that, if I die, that's it, and then I have to start all over again. So we're going to run out here. I am following the dirt on the ground, which, by the way, you should be able to hear the sound effects in the game. There is technically music, but it's not very loud. So if you can't hear the sound effects, let me know, and we'll fiddle around with those as we go. What we're looking for while we're out here is that place that I just put down a minute ago. We're going to go back to that in a minute. We're just going to try and kill a couple of things, buy some stuff, or find some stuff, hopefully, that gives us a little bit of cash, because we're going to need cash later for quite a bit of stuff. But we're just trying to get out to the next section of the game, which should be somewhere over here. There we go. Oh, did I miss it? Oh, it must be coming off the other side of the... There it is. Flavi is our guide to the next portion. So we're going to run over here. Also, if you look underneath my face, there are some basic stats for the character. A little timer to tell us how far we're going, or how far we are. I'm guessing it's going to take us about an hour to hit that first timer. That's nice. 2,000 gold. I will take it. And then we need some stamina and some mana pots. We are in good shape. 2k gold right at the beginning is pretty good. Cool. And then I'm guessing it'll take about an hour for Act 1, probably an hour for Act 2. The other ones will probably be 30 to 45 minutes apiece, kind of depending on what we do. 4 and 5, we more or less just run through it as fast as we can. 3 is a little bit annoying because the maps are kind of all over the place. Hi there. So generally this character only needs vitality, which increases her health as she goes along. The reason health is important is because if you, you'll die, which is obviously not what we want. Ooh, rare dagger. So we actually need to collect a dagger. I'll remind you of that here in a minute. But as you're running around, obviously if you get to 0 health, you die, but you just start over again in town. It's not like you lose too much. The bigger problem is that if you get hit while you're running around, you will get put into potentially something that's called hit recovery, which just stops you. So you get kind of stunned and stuck in a particular location. And we don't want that. That happens whenever you get hit for more than, I think, 1/12 of your HP. So we've got 67. So, if we get hit for like 8 or more, we'll just get locked into place momentarily. And so we're trying to build as much vitality as we can so that we never get put into hit recovery. As far as skills, we've got a little fire blast here, which we'll put on F. So when we gather up little groups like that, we can throw little fire bombs at them. We'll start with that. It's not very good on these guys because they scatter a lot, and I'm not very good at getting them all into one place. Our goal in here in this area is to kill everything, because it'll get us an extra skill point when we do that. So we'll just cruise around over here, see what we can find. All right, the dagger. So this character, if you look underneath my face, there are some stats in here. The stats that are important for this character are faster run walk and faster attack speed. There is no faster attack speed in there. But the faster run walk is the FRW category that's in there. Underneath my face there. That'll help us move around faster, help us avoid enemies, help us run through enemies if we have to. So we'll, along the way, stop and get stuff that'll help us with that. The daggers, when we eventually lay our traps, which is what is going to be our primary way of killing stuff after we level up these fire blasts a little bit, those, I can throw them faster depending on how fast my weapon is, and daggers are pretty much the fastest weapon, at least the fastest that I'm going to find anytime soon. So if I ever want to throw these, I'll switch over to my dagger here, because it will generally throw them a lot faster. And then if I want to attack stuff, I'll switch over to that other weapon. Ooh, another rare hand axe. That's pretty good. We usually don't get so many rare items this early. I'm going to run down that little alley over there. So speedrunner could probably get themselves out of here in like less than 4 minutes. I'm not a speedrunner, so it's obviously going to take me a little bit more time. I'd be happy if we're done here by 10, which I think we'll probably be able to get out of here in the next couple of moments. Ta-da! We've cleared everything. Those aren't going to sell. Nothing's here is going to sell. Save and exit, and we'll go back and get our waypoint in town and keep on moving. So Akara is going to give us an extra skill point. We'll identify that dagger there. Max damage, nothing. The gold is more useful than anything there. I don't know how I picked up that club. We've got enough potions for now. I'm just going to grab a tome there. Keep pumping our fire blast. At level 4, we'll put one into a different skill called Claw Mastery, because that will be a prerequisite for another skill that we've got. So when I use these fire blasts, you might see me kind of run in these little circles, which is like this. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to bunch the enemies up, because if they're all bunched up, they're a little bit easier to kill. And I'm going to save that rejuvenation potion. And we are headed to the tower, and we're going to spend a fair amount of time in the tower. And I don't think this, so I'm following that dirt path again, but I don't think this is the right way to go because it's over here. Oh no, that was it, perfect. Looking for the stony field. We also want to keep an eye out for these folks. So you can see underneath their names, it says minion, and then one of them looks, you know, a little bit different from the other one. Those are boss packs, and they are worth tons of experience. So whenever we can, we'll find them, because they will give us a lot of experience. So we'll keep pumping vitality. We'll switch over here to, what did we want? Shadow, Claw, there we go. There's another one. Ooh, there's actually a couple of them right there. Nice. Oh, I forgot to switch my weapon. I wondered why I wasn't hitting them at all. So I'm cursed right now, which is making them do extra damage to me. Probably should have just ran away, but whatever. We're running over to the tower, because if you look underneath my statistics, you'll see little red, they look like, what are those, quadrilaterals? Those are runes, and we have to go find all those runes, and we're going to find those runes over in the tower. And there's a really dangerous person over here that I'm going to try to throw my little things at without them getting to us. I got him. We could pick up some of that. So there's two kinds of boss packs. Some of them always spawn. Those are called super uniques. But the other kinds of boss packs are random. So most of them that we're going to encounter will be random. But like that one, the little blue guy that was standing in the stones that we just killed, he will always be standing in that little pack of stones over there. All right, I'm going to make my attempt here at reading a map, because the exit to the underground passage is supposed to be straight from the entrance, but it's not straight in the normal sense. It's straight compared to the path of the tile that I'm exiting right now. So it should generally be off in this direction if I'm reading it correctly. Those guys will hurt a lot, so we're going to keep our distance from them. Just like that. Go pick up everything over here. Keep running. Dead end. See, a speedrunner would have known that that was a dead end, but I'm not a speedrunner, so I didn't know that that was a dead end. But generally, we're going to keep going this way and try to find our exit. So you can hear her getting hit, but I'm not actually getting stunned when I get hit, and that's because we keep putting points into vitality. So it gives us a lot of life, and that way we don't get blocked or stunned when something like that happens. Drink another stamina pot. We're also keeping an eye out for a couple of different items. So one of the items that we need, we've already got our dagger, so we'll probably just stick with the dagger for a while. We need a 2-socket armor, which hopefully we'll just be able to pick up as we go. And I'm thinking the exit's going to be actually up there in the top right, not over here, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll kill some fellas over here. Could be down here over to the side, too. Maybe over there, because that would still be straight relative to the way that I came in. Let's see if it's up here. So generally any character, yeah, I think this is all a dead end, but I'm not, this is not a time attack, so I don't mind. Wow. Does it go through over there, or does something else wrap all the way around? Oh, it does go through. Okay, yeah, so that is the other level of the underground passage, so my initial guess a little while ago was right. That was not the direction we wanted to go. I think I'm going to go explore up towards the top right up there. But we'll just run back. We're not in a hurry. Grab some tea. Head over here. A couple of folks piled up here together. If we ever see that, we'll try and kill them. With one more level, we'll be able to run a little faster than this, so that'll be nice. But then we're going to wait. Our next big skill gain is going to be around 12, and that's when we'll have our new attack, where I won't have to throw these fire bombs. And we'll get there pretty quickly from the tower, once we get to the tower. And we're about one section away from the tower. So this is the dark wood. Just going to run through here, maybe let some folks pile themselves up like that. Get some nice XP. Ooh, okay, those fellas will hurt us a lot because they will all hit at the same time because they're archers. And they also have that little gold thing around them, which is an aura, which increases their damage. So we had to stay far away from them. We're going to grab a little strength. I think 25 should be enough, but we're going to get up to maybe 35 just in case I can't find a decent armor that's low requirements. And then we just got our other skill, which is called Burst of Speed. And so the little white, I don't know, they look like a little waterfall or something there underneath me. Those will help us move faster. They'll help us attack faster, all of which is good, because I can do like what I'm doing right now, which is kind of kiting these things around. I want to kill them because they're boss packs, or it is a boss pack, but I really don't want them to hit me because those kind of enemies hit hard. Pick all that up, keep on running. So we're just going to follow this. So actually we're in the Black Marsh now. This is the tower that I'm standing next to right now. We're going to spend a fair amount of time in here. What we need, though, is that the waypoint to the tower should be kind of close. Close enough that I don't have to do a ton of running in order to get there, because we're going to spend so much time here that if I have to run clear across the map just to get here, then we're going to be wasting too much time. So I'm not going to kill this guy either, because the enemy there says fire enchanted. If I hover on it, it says fire enchanted, which means it's very resistant to my attack, because my attack is fire-based. So we're just going to run away. I'm going to drop a TP here, town portal, and now we're just going to cruise until we find the waypoint. And then once we get the waypoint, we'll go back to town. Oh, that's pretty nice. In fact, we don't even have to go back to town. We'll just run on over there. That's about the best that we could hope for. I'm going to do a little search over here just to see if there's any shrines that we might be able to pick up along the way. It doesn't look like it. Maybe we'll check that shrine that's behind the tower each time. Because that shrine... Oh, thanks for piling up right by the door. That's not very nice. If we can find a shrine or something like that that's got like an EXP shrine, experience shrine, or skill shrine, something like that, those will all help us as we're running. I probably should have actually gone back to town to get some mana pots. So I came out here. I'm looking for off to the left. Dead end over here. Next time we run out of mana, we might just go back to town. So the reason that we're in the tower is because those little quadrilateral things underneath my face here on the stream, those are runes. And the boss at the bottom of the tower, there's 5 levels to the tower, but they're all pretty short. The boss at the bottom of the tower will usually drop a good number of runes as we're going. I'm actually going to go ahead and go back home and grab some mana pots, because we need them. Trade some stuff. 1 socket armor. Oh, good. We actually picked up a 2 socket armor while we were cruising around, which is good. Buy a couple of pots here. Identify this charm. 1 to 3 fire? Sure, why not? That should stack on top of our existing fire damage, so that's good. If I find a belt along the way, we'll pick up a belt too, because my belt is currently broken. Let's see, coming in that way, I should be over here. The exit down here is always to the left of the way that you came in. So for example, here, the left corresponds to sort of going up and to the right. I know that's a little bit weird, but the left and the right are based on the map, not on, you know, like our left and our right. That's another one, so that ghost is fire enchanted, so it's going to be really resistant to anything I can do to it. So we're just going to skip him. We're going to run over here. The Countess is over here. We don't want to get like terribly close to the Countess because the room over here is pretty packed. And if enough of them are all together, they can easily wipe us out. So we're going to stay away from her. Mostly, again, because I'm not a speedrunner, so I am not as skilled as some other folks might be. So I'm just going to drag them over here to me. Kill everybody here. So there's the Countess hanging out up here. Unfortunately, she's fire enchanted, but we really got to kill her because she's got all of the runes that we want, so we'll switch back to our other weapon and just beat on her with that for a little bit. I don't know, even fire enchanted might be faster to just do this. Yeah. I really don't want to die when she dies, because she'll blow up a little bit because she's fire enchanted. Okay, a Ral is good. We need that. The rest of this stuff, we'll just take it and sell it. So you can see one of the little runes underneath my face there turned gray. That was one of the 4 that we need. We're just going to keep going to her, killing her until we get all of the runes that we need. I'm going to go up here and grab a belt real quick since we didn't find a belt. Belts give you extra potion slots. Unfortunately, the only belt that I found along the way was cracked. So we'll just grab one of these. Grab a couple of health potions. Not too much down there is going to hit us very hard, so I'm not like terribly worried about health potions. We're going to check that shrine behind here just to see if it's an experience shrine, because that'll help us a little bit. Armor won't help us very much. But there's a boss pack up here. So boss packs will generally, if you find them on one version of the map, they will generally be there on the other versions of the map. So we're going to keep checking that one because there might be a boss pack back there. Another armor shrine. So struck out on both of our shrines, but we'll just head down into the tower and just hang out for a while. So I'm guessing this will be something like 20 minutes, 30 minutes down here. But we're going to get a lot of levels. There's going to be a good chance to get some decent gear. Like we just got that amulet, which is going to help us out. We're going to get our burst of speed up to about level 3. And then keep putting them back into fire blasts to move nice and fast. Nothing there we need. I'm just plain old not going to kill the ones who aren't bosses, because they're not going to be worth enough for me to sort of hang out there. This short staff that I just picked up, we're going to look for a 2-open socket short staff, because our final weapon, the one that we use for the majority of the game, like the end of the game, I should say, we want to kind of stay away from this guy because he's cold enchanted. When he dies, he pops off a big old cold aura, cold blast that slows us down. And I'm more interested in continuing to be able to run than I am getting a little bit of experience from that. Actually, that little blast that just went off right there, that was a cold enchant blast. Ooh, 2-socket. Perfect. That was really easy. I did not expect that it would be that fast. A little bit of poison reduction. We have actually found all of the things that we need, which is great. We'll pick up these boots just in case they're anything good for us. We pretty much don't have to pick up anything else for the rest of the game except the runes that the Countess is going to drop. That's pretty much it. Which is great. Usually we have to spend time shopping for that kind of stuff, which ends up taking forever. Come over here. There's an archer over there that's hurting us. Tau. Nice. If we get about 1 per run, we're doing pretty well. And we got 1 right there, so that's nice. So we still need an Eth rune, which will end up going into our armor. So there's going to be a Tau over here. We don't need the Ith, and we don't need the Neph. We need a Ral. Any additional Rals that we pick up are going to be really helpful. Because those we can eventually put into a helmet, and when we put them inside the helmet, it'll give us some extra fire res as we go. We're a little short on cash right now, which is something of a problem. So we'll try to keep an eye out for things that will sell for a fair amount of gold. Like that. There's 1,000. That'll help. Gems don't really sell for that much. So things that sell for a decent amount of gold are things like daggers, that scepter that we found originally, that sells for a lot. Wands sell for a lot, because generally those will have plus to skills on them. So I don't want to kill these folks until I get that experience shrine, because this is going to give us a lot of experience here. leveled up. I think I'm gonna level our cracked wolf head. You guys won't sell for anything. Level our fire blast a little bit, just so that we can keep killing stuff kind of fast. So this experience shrine will help us out, because everything will give, I don't remember exactly what the factor is, 2, 3 times experience, something like that. Skull cap, I could really use some stuff that gives us cash. We can sell some of those other runes that we've been finding along the way. Hard leather armor, that's a little bit better than what we got. Picking up gold along the way usually won't help us very much, because it's not very much gold. And I'm just not going to mess with these guys because they, I don't know, I've got the shrine though. One of them is really fast, so he might end up hurting us a little bit. Nah, he didn't do anything. Healing, mana, 200 gold. That'll help us a little bit. Oh, cursed. So we don't want to get hit by cursed, because if they're cursed, he'll take the experience shrine away from me. The curse that they hit will take it, will override what I've got here. So there's plenty of folks piled up here, so in the interest of trying to find some items. Oh, one of them's even a boss. Perfect. Oh, I shouldn't have been throwing with those. So that was a pretty good experience shrine. We got a lot of good stuff from that. Grab these. Oh, I wondered why I was running so slow. My burst of speed had worn off. I'm like, why am I so slow? Helps to pay attention. Man, we are so mana hungry. So a couple of tier runes would also help, because a tier rune will give us some mana per kill. I think it's going to be faster to just attack her with this. There's a tier rune, Neph rune, and a Neth rune. We are doing well. Oh no, that was a tier rune that we saw, not a Neth rune. Neph, again, we don't need Neph. We don't need Neph. We need a tier. So we'll keep going. What are we? Level 10. We'll put one more into Burst of Speed, and that'll be the last one that we put into Burst of Speed. Stock up on some potions. And we'll head back over there. Only a Tau rune to go, so that's not half bad. Skill Shrine, that'll help us move a little bit faster through here, because it increases our damage. Just kind of hang out. Black Widow, imagine that as a name. Who'da thunk? I gotta remember to switch back and forth between my dagger and the other stuff. Chip diamond, it's something. I'm kind of low on cash here, so I'm gonna buy that. At least we don't have to do a lot of shopping. So the real reason we needed gold was because I was going to have to buy that 2 open socket staff, but we already found one. So I don't have to buy one of those. Right now we primarily need gold just to keep our potion stock full, and to occasionally buy, you know, scrolls or something like that. We might end up, so I'm trying to, sorry, I was focusing for a second there. That blast of cold that came out of there would have slowed us down quite a bit, so I didn't want to get hit by that. Buy some scrolls now and then. Maybe we'll buy a 2-socket helmet at some point. But for the most part, we've got what we need, except for potions. But potions can get expensive if you're not paying attention to collecting stuff that will sell for gold. As we go, we'll see some stuff that'll sell for a little bit more. So it won't be quite as bad. Yeah, it's faster to just kill her with that. Tau, Tau, Tau. Too bad we don't need Tau runes at all. And unfortunately, I don't think... I'm going to have to Google it here real quick. Yeah, Targe didn't show for anything. Wow, 3 Taus. If we were running a Barbarian, that would be just about the most perfect drop that we could ever get. Let me Google something real quick. Whoa, what's going on? So I'm just going to see if we can do anything with those. I don't know the runes well enough. Actually, so those 3 towels will end up giving us a Ral rune. So we'll definitely hold on to them, because if we can... it's called morphing them, so eventually we'll get something that can recombine items into other items. And if you put 3 of the same low-level rune in there, you'll get the next highest rune on the list. 3 towels will give me a Ral, and that Ral will then stuff into a headpiece of one form or another. Wow, really, guys? You're just going to hang out right there at the entrance? And those... Ral runes will be really nice because we'll put them in a helmet, because in Act 3, and usually we can't put it in and use it by 3, but especially in Act 4, there's a lot of folks that have very high fire damage, and that'll help us with some resistance, so we'll be a little bit better suited to take those folks on. That jawbone cap, we'll make some room for that because that can have some plus skills on it, so at least it'll give us something. Trade it out. Actually, that Targe. Play a little bit of inventory Tetris here, which I should have done earlier because you can move faster if you don't have to sit here and play inventory Tetris. Wonder if I can hit that. Oh yeah. So that ghost is stuck behind a pillar, which was nice because I could hit him from this side. So we're 11. We'll get our last point into Fire Blast, and then our next points we'll all start going into the only other skill we're going to use for the rest of the game, which is called Wake of Fire. And Wake of Fire is pretty powerful. It's one of the reasons why I'm playing this particular character, because you can kind of set it and forget it, which is great when you're bad at aiming like I am. It will aim for itself, which is kind of cheap if you think too hard about it, so don't think too hard about it. Alright, that wolf head could actually sell too. Let's trade the... Let's go ahead and check the boots. Sure, a little bit of poison res never hurt anybody. It's not very much poison res, but whatever. Yeah, so Wake of Fire is an auto-targeting skill, which will be nice. Switch back over here. Run over here, ignore all of these folks. We're pretty much just going for that Tau rune now. We're pretty close to level 12. Hopefully we'll get to level 12 here in a moment. You can see it gets easier as we go. Wow, 2 more Tau runes. That, yeah, if we were running a barbarian, would be amazing. We also got a small charm there, which could be helpful for us if it has any decent things on it. Look at all these useless runes that we've got up here, but we found 5, 6 Tau runes. That's pretty great. Not that we need them. But, you know, if we find more Tau runes, we'll just keep cubing them up into Rao runes, and those will give us more fire resistance as we go. There's some gold, right? 1,400 from that's not bad. We'll take it. We're pretty much done with the need for buying stamina pots too, because at this point we regen our stamina about as fast as we do when we're just kind of sitting stopped when we're attacking things. And the burst of speed is giving us better stamina anyway. So we probably don't need to buy those anymore. So we'll pretty much ignore everything that's not a boss in here. Because we've got basically all the levels that we need. It'd be nice if we could get to 12 by the time we leave the tower, but we're not done yet, so we may yet get to 12. Yo, what's with standing right outside the door? It's not very nice. Head on down, try and get to the Countess as quick as we can. Hopefully we'll be out of here by about 45 on our clock, and then it'll take us about maybe 15 or so to get over to Andariel, and that'll be the end of Act 1. But we gotta get our Eth rune. Eth is a very important rune because it leads to an armor that is pretty much the best armor you can get when you're our level, which is called a stealth armor. We want that. It's going to help everything. Helps our run walk, helps our attack, helps all of that stuff. But we gotta get our Eth rune. Hopefully, I don't know, 2 more runs in here. And that'll do it. We should get 12 here when we kill the Countess. And Neph rune. What did Nephs give us? Actually, 3 Nephs give us an Eth. Let me double check, because that might be enough. We'll just cube up 3 Nephs. Yep, perfect. Oh, we could have... Okay, so a little bit embarrassing to me here. We actually already had 3 Nephs, so we could have stopped this last run, but it's okay to get level 12 on here, or really darn close. As soon as we basically kill something anywhere, we'll have level 12. So we're going to go ahead and move on. About maybe 15 minutes or something before we get to the Next one. 10 lightning res, 10 fire res. That's a nice belt. We probably won't find a better belt than that anytime soon. 6 to life doesn't really help us. The poison length can be helpful in case we encounter something that has particularly strong poison, but most of the time you can just ignore poison. It doesn't help you or hurt you that much. Okay, we'll just stock up on a couple of pots here. And now we'll keep moving. We will more or less ignore everything unless they are very polite and sort of pile up like that and they happen to be a boss pack, because we've got kind of all the experience that we need. We're going to head over this way and try to find the, I think it's called the Outer Cloister is the next one that we're going to. But we'll just follow the path, follow the dirt path. Here we are. Keep pumping vitality so that we don't get put into hit recovery. Let's see if I can guess which way the exit is. I think when the waypoint is here, we have to go up to the top right. We've now got Wake of Fire, which is our other skill that we're going to use to attack stuff. So when I have a moment here, we'll switch over to Wake of Fire. Barracks generally have to go either left or straight. Kill some folks. Throwing axe, that's some cash there in case we need it some other time. So let's go ahead and put Wake of Fire on. So what you're going to notice with Wake of Fire is I don't actually cast anything per se. I just put a trap down. It's either left or straight. I'm going to guess that it's left over here. Nope. We'll go ahead and kill the smith over here and get the hammer from the smith. So as you can kind of see here, this is the nice thing about traps. I don't have to do anything, right? I can lay a trap down and then just run away and the traps will kill him. And I got a nice piece of jawbone armor from that, which will sell for a decent amount. And then we're going to pick up this malice. And we'll probably maybe imbue. We've already got a pretty good belt, so we'll try to find some boots or something. But what that little hammer does is allow us to take a white item, which is like a plain item, and turn it into a yellow one, a rare one, which is good. Hopefully we'll get some decent stuff from that. So I'm still running off to the left of the way that we came in over here, trying to find the exit. So here's another time where the traps are nice because there's just a bunch of people hanging out in here, and I don't want to actually like stand here and fight them, so I can just lay my traps down. Is that fire enchant? Oh, cold enchant. Try and stay away from him. Oh, he got me. Light belt, chip skull. I'm going to try to keep an eye out for any kind of white boots, because hopefully those will help. Evidently it wasn't off to the left, so it must have been straight. Yeah, to the question in chat, yes, if your p-value, so one of my, I have a feeling it was one of my stats students, asked me if a p-value on a regression analysis can ever be 0. It can be. Yeah, different software have different cutoffs, and so if the actual p-value was something like 10 to the minus 24 or something like that, it may not have digits in it that go all the way out that far, and so it may round it to 0. That's okay. And it could be different for different pieces of software too. So we're going to run straight over here, find jail level 2. And then now we gotta find jail level 3, which should also be straight from the way that we came in, which is this way. Need to go back here. The reason that you can get such small values are really, you can also just get different p-values. They may not be, one may be 0, but one could be 10 to the minus 23, and one could be 10 to the minus like 19 or something like that. Those are usually calculated by numerical approximation. They're stored as some kind of a function or something, but the underlying thing that's doing the work is a numerical approximation. And different numerical approximations have different accuracy when you're way out there in the tails of those distributions. So it's, when your test statistic is in the thousands or something like that, you could indeed get slightly different values, but they would all agree when you're, at moderate t-values or something like that. It is really hard to talk about statistics and play this game at the same time. But I'm pretty decent at just rambling, as anybody who's had me in my class probably knows. So I'll just ramble. There we are. So it was, if the maps are to be believed, that was actually straight from the way that we came in, the entrance to that tile. Now in jail level 3, it could be pretty much anywhere. Or at least there's no pattern that I'm aware of in jail level 3. One other thing you'll notice, I try to throw the traps down. I don't actually throw them, I lay them down sort of in the direction that I want to run, because the monsters will generally follow me, and that will keep them in the flames a little bit more. So rather than put the trap where the monster is, I put the trap where the monster is going to be. Right? Gotta be smarter than AI on a 20-year-old video game. Which, by the way, I have a feeling if you're in my stats class, which is who I think most of the people watching this will be, my guess is this game came out before a lot of you were born. I think it came out in 99, which would make it about 22 years old. So I'm guessing a few of you were not alive when this was very first published. Outer Cloister. Cool. Not too much. So we should be on okay time to get out of here within an hour of when we started. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop my other weapon because we will never need to do the other weapon.
I don't like it down here.
Not good. So being cursed can hurt us a lot. You were not alive? Yeah, I imagine some of you weren't. Heavy boots. Maybe that'll help us. So you can see I'm pretty much ignoring all of the little thingies that are hitting me. Actually, that bright light over there might be a boss group. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and drag that boss group out here so we can get another level. Maybe find something that'll sell. Not really anything to sell, but at least a little bit of gold. We'll keep dumping into vitality. Wake of Fire. It's pretty much all we're going to do for the rest of the game is put points into vitality and points into Wake of Fire. Nothing. Must be to the bottom right. Of course it would. The last way that we check. Here we go. Oh, it looks like our stream quality dropped there for a second. We were briefly in the red. Hopefully we don't just get plain old disconnected here. Ring might be helpful. So we're actually going to drop a TP here in case we find the waypoint instead. Even better. Right into level 3. Only one more level to go. And that'll get us down to Andariel. And that'll be Act 1. Wow, nice. That was better than it usually is for me. Go ahead and top off on our potions. I'm actually going to go home and grab some more. Identify light radius, charge bolt, doesn't do anything for us. Sell that, sell that. Check our other ring. Damage reduced by 1. Not that great. But we're finally at least better on cash. On gold. Shouldn't have used that. So we're just going to go out here and grab Andariel. Pull her back here. And so this is kind of where the assassin... It's almost unfair how good the assassin is. Because the assassin can lay her traps down, and I can kill basically everything in the room without ever having to stop moving around. I just keep running in circles, and it kills everything. Like, it's just a little unfair. Actually, we can just drink all of these because our next act is going to tell us... Ooh, we got a spear. Okay, we'll go ahead and keep that spear. Most of this isn't going to help us too much because it won't sell for a lot. We'll take the large shield. But that spear, we're eventually going to need somebody from Act 2 to defeat a monster for us, and that person uses spears, and so we might end up giving him that spear. It's not a great spear, though. Whatever. He'll be happy to have it. 2 to strength, 5 to life. Nope, our current one is... Actually, that had... Nah, I like the res better. And then a shield. We'll go return our hammer over here. Again, keep an eye out for boots as we're running along, because we can send them back here to Charcy, and Charcy will make them better. So we're in Act 2. Stock up on potions from Lysander. I'm going to grab one antidote just because I really don't like being super poisoned. Occasionally something will hit you for so much poison damage, or, well, I guess it's a different kind of poison damage. Yeah, it's just a lot. We have to make Talath Tier Ral 2 open sockets. Let's go ahead and put this together. So this leaf staff is what we're going to switch to when we're 19, because that'll really push our damage up. So it's partly on me to remember when we get to level 19, put the leaf staff on. And that's that. Let's keep on moving. I always like to check right here, because occasionally the turnoff for Act 2 is right there. It looks like, again, we had a little blip there for our stream. Hopefully everything's still showing okay for you. So these folks all like to follow me. we can, again, just lay traps, knock them all down. So I'm looking for both the exit to this area as well as the Halls of the Dead, because the Halls of the Dead has the cube that we need, and the cube, A, we just need it to progress in the game, but B, it's the thing that will allow us to take those Nephrons that we had, turn them into an Ethrune, and it will let us take our, whatever the other one is, I can't remember now, turn it into Rowruns. Talruns, turn them into Rowruns. Actually, I think, is that it right there? No. I'm just going to throw a town portal down over here, and we'll just go find the next waypoint and use it to skip back. Whatever the next waypoint is that we happen to encounter, we'll skip backwards. So all of these maps are on rectangles, but I'm not very good at reading the rectangles. So we'll probably do some backtracking while we're running around here. But I'm also not interested in solely the rectangle, because I'm also trying to find waypoints. That's okay though, we found the Far Oasis. Keep going. So they're on rectangles, and then I think generally most of the things that you're interested in are up in the corners. One corner or another. There's also an area down here that is not very fun to be in, which is called the Maggot Lair, which unfortunately we have to spend some time in because it's got an item that we need in order to progress in the game. So I'm kind of keeping an eye out for the Maggot Lair too. It looks like it's going to be up the stairs. We don't really need that waypoint that I put down earlier. It's not in a like super convenient location or anything like that. So if we have to put another waypoint down somewhere, we will. But we really gotta find a waypoint sooner or later. In fact, I think I'll find. Well, that was inconvenient. Find the Far Oasis waypoint before we go too much further, so that we've got something of a stopping point here. There's a waypoint. Perfect. We'll just keep digging around for the Far Oasis. Or not the Far Oasis, the Maggot Lair, because we've got the Lost City here. So that was pretty convenient. But we got to keep digging around out here for the Maggot Lair. Might be up in that top right corner. Shoot, I lost my... we'll grab that. Well, maybe it's over here. The reason the Maggot Lair is not great, there's the Maggot Lair, is because right now I'm running around, but my primary attack is area-based, and now... Hey, where'd my... Oh. I need to set my skills here. There. For some reason I wasn't setting my other skill. So we have to actually go backwards and use the attack that we were using earlier, because a lot of portions of this are so narrow that these traps that we're laying down right now are too narrow to actually kill stuff. So wherever possible, we run, and wherever not, we'll sort of go backwards, and we'll use our fire blasts to kill stuff. Another level. The little beetles that are down here are great experience, but they also throw off those lightning bolts whenever they get hit. So they can hit pretty hard like that. Yep, that's all right. We got our waypoint, so we can just run back there. Another reason why we're not playing hardcore. Plus, I need some stamina pots, so you know, make the best of a bad situation. Oh, all my gold is... Now we definitely need to go back because my gold is sitting on the floor back there. And without my gold, I can't do very much. So we'll just grab the... We gotta get our body too, because the body has all of my gear on it, and we need that gear back. 3 levels away from Leaf. Leaf will really help us because it'll up our damage quite a bit. Just run back here to our body. We'll put a safety town portal down too, just in case we bite the dust again. So you can see the little purple square on my map. That's my body. Nice thing about traps, I can just throw them into that room and they will pretty much kill everything. And once the traps stop firing, room's empty. So go in, grab our 7,000 gold. Need that. Got our corpse. And I'm going to head back to town and buy that stuff that we need.
I know much about you. Good evening.
Oh yeah, right. You don't have my potions. Lysander does. Stock up on a nice full inventory of potions here. Should do it. Grab maybe 3 of these, something like that. I gotta talk to somebody. I can't remember who it is. Oh well. Actually, I don't think I have to talk to anybody for a while now. Maggot layer in level 1. And just to cover myself, we'll keep that town portal there. Die. These things are so annoying. So there's 2 places in Act 2 where we tend to spend a lot of time. One is this place, the maggot layer, because as you can see, we can't, like, all of our stuff is area of effect, but everything is so narrow down here that the area of effect can't really help us very much. The other one is the Arcane Sanctuary, which is a really neat level, but the problem is the exit to it, as far as we know, is entirely random. And so you just have to pick a direction and start running. Hopefully you find it at the end of whatever direction you're going, but often you do not. 3 out of 4 times you don't. And so you have to turn around and go all the way back to the beginning and pick another path and run back out. But hey, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get it on our first try. Who knows? That's pretty good for Maggot Layer. Got our level 2 here. There's only 3 levels, so I forgot there is actually a pattern to some of the Maggot Layer, or actually most of the Maggot Layer, I think. So here, for example, I'm going to go straight, or at least look for the boss of the Maggot Layer on a straight trajectory, because usually they're over there. Be nice if we just ran right to it, but we're just going to keep heading in this direction because that tends to be the way that we need to go. And we're going to back up, put a TP down, because this fella can hit pretty hard. because he was both lightning enchanted and already spits off the little lightning bolts. Bad combination. Keep going straight. Don't see her yet. Maybe over here. There she is. So there's our staff. We don't really need to kill that giant maggot over there, but actually we'll just skip it. We don't need to. Repair everything, stock up on potions. Let's go get our cube now. So we had skipped the cube originally, and then we'll have to go back out to the far oasis and we'll go fight some snakes to get the other part of the staff that we need. So we got the lower portion of the staff, then we gotta find the upper portion of the staff. The snakes have the upper portion of the staff. And then that'll be enough to open the door to get to the act boss for Act 2. But we are out here looking around for the Halls of the Dead. It's got to be tucked around here somewhere. Actually, you know, I could be dead wrong. I never remember if the Halls of the Dead are in the Rocky Waste or if the Halls of the Dead are in the next one. So we may end up finding the wrong tomb over here, simply owing to my lack of knowledge. Where are... Oh, there it is. Stony Tomb. Yep, I was wrong. It's in the next section. See, that's what you get for not being a professional speedrunner. It costs you an extra, like, 3 minutes. Oh, well. Assassin's pretty quick, so we can run over there without too much trouble. Like I said, my target for getting out of Act 2 is 2 hours, so I've kind of worked my inefficiency, my inexperience into that target. I'm not really worried about a couple of minutes here and there. But I think if you're curious what a speedrunner can do, I think a speedrun of this character to the difficulty that we're doing, like the whole thing only takes like 2 hours. Maybe 2.5. I can't remember exactly what the number is. But they're a lot faster than I am. They don't have to do things like this, where you double back and look for a tomb that you missed in one of the other areas. Waypoint, not that helps us a lot. Where are you? Maybe down there? Might be a set of stairs running us over there. Yep. I mean, at least we got all the way out to basically the Lost City really fast. So that was good. Here we go. Halls of the Dead. Halls of the Dead, we generally have to go left from the way that we come in. So I'm going to go this way. Ooh, Eagle Orb. Might be some cash. We're going to start grabbing rejuvenation potions because those can save our lives in situations like what we saw before. I don't know how to read Halls of the Dead level 2 maps, so we're just going to have to run around here, see what we can find. But these maps aren't too bad because, again, we can lay our traps down in these big open areas, and then stuff will just kind of walk into it. And we get experience while it dies, and then we can look around for other neat stuff. Stamina shrine, sure, since we're running around anyway. Amulet. Wow, all that work and you didn't drop anything that we can use. Keep running. So one of the nice things about the assassin is she has that burst of speed skill, which allows us to basically outrun stuff that's trying to hit us, which is really nice. It means you can run through these little areas and not have to worry about killing stuff. Did I actually miss it? I think I actually walked right to it. I think it was, yeah, it was left. I missed it on the map. I wasn't looking for it, but I was distracted by the shiny shrine and missed the Halls of the Dead. Level 2. So we're just killing these bosses here because that's always going to help us out. Get some rejuvenation potions. Pick up that jawbone cap because that'll probably help us out. And here's our cube. That's what we needed. And a level. And a boss. And a rejuvenation potion. Perfect. So temporarily drop that, grab our cube, put the staff inside of it, grab our jawbone cap, go back to town. Not much cash. Good cash. Poison res 6. I mean, I guess so. I don't have anything else on right now. Gonna take the potions out like that. More vitality. More wake of fire. Ask Lysander to stock us up on some mana pots. Do a quick bit of inventory Tetris here. We're gonna up our runes. Tal. There's our Ral rune, which we will use later for fire resistance. And Nef gives us Tal Eth. I'm actually just gonna take the armor off because I never remember what level we need. 17 and 19. We'll come back and put that armor on at some point in the future. But inventory Tetris, cool. And now we'll run out to the Lost City, which was really conveniently placed right here, and we'll grab the top part of the staff. So we need to get through the Lost City and over to the Valley of Snakes. But the Valley of Snakes is really tiny. Pick up that ring mail because I might... Nope, can't wear it. You are a spectral hit. I can eventually take you out. So if that's an upper level, my guess is we need to get up there. But I'm going to run over here, and then we'll use our town portal if this ends up not being it. Because sometimes this one's in the strangest place. Like, they'll just kind of pop the Valley of the Snakes in a weird place. We're close enough at this point. I'm just going to run back to the town portal, or to the waypoint. Look for a pair of stairs that'll send us up that wall, and then go explore the outside edge of that wall. Bosses? No. Here we go. Here's our Valley of the Snakes. Claw Viper Temple. So in the Claw Viper Temple, we have to go left from the way that we come in. The snakes down here hit hard, but they don't have a ton of HP. It's just when you do something like that, right, you walk right through the wall, or right through a door, and they're just sitting there on the other side of the door.
I can't carry anymore.
They also have those little mummies down here, and the mummies have poison effects when they die. So you can see here too, remember I said we were pumping vitality so we don't get put into hit recovery? These guys are putting us into hit recovery, so every once in a while you'll see that I get hit, and I sort of pause, I jump backwards. Because they have the ability to easily do 1/12 of my HP. First time you stream class, why do you have a nice mic? The nice mic was, I bought that actually before spring of last quarter, when it looked like we were probably going to have to do a lot of our classes remotely, because that was right around the time that COVID was really starting to hit. So I bought it knowing I think I could do a better product for you as a teacher if I had a nice mic. I happened to watch a couple of different streamers, and so often streamers will have a little page for what kind of equipment they have, or you can just ask them, what kind of equipment do you recommend? And they'll just tell you. They're very helpful people. But no, I never did any streaming or anything like that. Too bad that's ethereal, because it's not going to sell for much. So this is going to be a weird map. It's going to be something like Off to the Left, but not directly like Off to the Left like I was hoping. Yeah, so I feel like it helps. I think you deserve it, right? If the campus is going to make us go fully remote, I feel like we should try pretty hard to make that experience as enjoyable as possible for you as we can, because nobody's really going to like it that much. But B, I think it helps kind of get your head in the game a little bit, right? If you've got a setup that you know works well, it makes a product that you can be, product being a lecture in this case, happy with. You're a little bit more likely to go use it. You don't mind doing your work as much. So rather than fight it, try to embrace it, and that's what I do. I have no idea where this map is going. I think we're going to have to double back and go back around to that beginning portion that was back there a moment ago. Jeez, these things hurt. Bad snakes. U-wand. Might get some cash from that. We have now explored the entire Claw Viper Temple, which is really too bad because that's a waste of time. It's a little hard to see the map down here too. Down here being in my garage. There it is. So that green snake there has lightning enchant and can hurt quite a bit if you get the bad fortune of standing right next to it, which is why I was running away. But now we got our amulet. Actually, there's a long staff here too. We'll grab that because it might be a good little bit of cash. Identify my stuff for me. Okay.
Expected worse.
Neither one of them. Wow, all three of those were complete garbage. Oh well. And I still haven't seen any boots yet. Plain white boots. Well, I guess we can actually shop plain white boots if we really need them. Actually, we'll check Charcy right now since we're here. But now we've got everything that we need. We'll put our stuff together. Plain boots. Perfect. I don't have enough space for that. That's okay. I can find space for that. We'll go ahead and imbue them now. I'm not... Technically, it's better the later you wait to go imbue stuff. The higher level you are, the better the imbue will be. But it's okay. And we got a little bit of cold res and some magic find half freeze duration. That's actually pretty good, so that was a pretty good imbue. We'll probably hold those boots for the remainder of the game. Make our staff. Now we'll head into the palace, and then the palace will lead us over to the Arcane Sanctuary. Oh wait, I gotta talk to Drogman first. And then if I remember, we're pretty okay on levels right now. If we could get to 18 before Duriel, that'd be nice, but I don't... That's not necessary, and it's possibly unlikely to get there. But 18 would be nice. But when we get to 20, we might go shop for a staff that lets us teleport, because there could be some sticky situations later on in the game where we just want to be able to get out of there fast. Or maybe we can see where we need to go and we're just on like the other side of a bridge or something like that, and you know, we just want to be able to skip over it. We can use a teleport staff to do that. Not at all necessary, but since we will likely be level 24 by the time we're done with the game, it'll at least be possible for us to use it. And here I am not paying attention. I've already made it to level 3. We actually have to get to the middle here. Which must be over here. Is our portal. Okay, now we pick a direction. I'm going to try to pick one that allows me to use my traps, which just got lucky and happens to be this one. What is, of course an Ethrune would drop. Of course an Ethrune would drop. Why would it not drop? Because we already had the Ethrune. We already spent our time farming for the Ethrune. Now we've got another Ethrune. So the Arcane Sanctuary is another one of those annoying places where your attacks, your traps are designed for area of effect, and yet you're stuck on these short little places here. So you try to fight as much as you can up on these bigger areas so that your traps don't sort of waste. Wow, really, game? Another Eth rune? I see what you're doing. Oh my goodness, get out of the way. Ithrune. I swear if that was going to be an Ithrune, there's literally nothing I can do about it, but I would not have been happy. All that time farming. Somebody drop a health pot. I need a health pot. Alright, and now we see if we got the correct direction or not. And if not, we just go back to town. Go back. Boy, I hope I got that waypoint at the beginning or I'm going to be frustrated with myself. Because then we have to run all the way through the cellars, all the way. I mean, at least we know which way the cellars go, but oh my goodness, get out of the way. Nothing up here. A couple of pots that'll help us out. Restock. And now we'll pick the other way. I don't know. I picked up a bolt. 6 to mana. I would actually like that because I tend to need a lot of mana. We'll go put these runes away, even though I don't think there's actually anything. I know I don't need an Ith rune for anything. I'll hold on to the 2 Eth runes, but I don't think I need any Eth runes for anything. Waiting on 17. Actually, I'm just going to keep that armor with me, because we could get to 17 in any minute here. Phew. Got it. Okay, let's try to find... Okay, portals are okay. Portals are nice because everybody will just pile up on the other side, and so I can cast my traps on the other side, or if it gets sticky, I can try to get out like that, and just sit over here and wait for my traps to kill everything. Or nearly everything. Go away. Oops. Fanged Helm, not gonna help me. We're okay on cash, so it's not the end of the world. We don't really need to buy anything or shop anything anymore, so. Uh-oh. Phew. Wait for the ghost to pass, and then run. That wasn't the way I wanted to go. That's the way that I wanted to go. So my damage can also set them into hit recovery, which is great because the fire traps do so much damage that they will often get put into hit recovery. Just run by, get the ghosts out of the way. We are almost to 17 and we can put our armor on. There we go. Not bad. Second way. Got our level. Try to avoid those fireballs and stuff coming out of there because the sorcerer who is casting them over there can hit pretty hard. But then again, so can our traps. Ta-da! More vitality, more wake of fire, and now we can put on our stealth. And our stealth helps a lot. Because it gives us faster run walk, as well as faster hit recovery. Why can I not see? Oh, there it is. That one should be over to the right, but we're gonna head back to town real quick. Stock up on potions again. And then we're gonna run over to Tarash's tomb. There's 7 or 6 tombs down there, but they're always in a particular pattern. Boy, I hope I have more than 1900 gold. Okay, that's slightly low. We'll pick up some stuff that'll give us some gold. Go ahead and repair everything that we've got to. Because now we're down to 846. So we may have to do a mild amount of farming as we go around here. If we ever encounter these areas where there's a bunch of beetles, we'll try and kill the beetles because they will give pretty good experience. But also I just kind of generally want to hang around out here to try to find stuff that I may be able to sell or just help out, like a large charm. Here's our tomb. And just in case I bite the dust, because it would not be the first time that I've died down here. Tarash's tomb should be off to the left, so I'm going to go in this direction. I don't know why I laid that trap. There's nobody over here. We're going to start picking up gold, picking up pots, because we need cash. Potions will only get more expensive as we go. And we don't want to be in a position where we have to farm a bunch of stuff, because there's not really anybody good to farm. Mana pot. Crossbow, healing pot, pilum. Broadsword. It's something that'll sell. Probably won't sell for a lot, but it's better than nothing. Keep heading over this way, trying to find the exit so that we can then actually, we might be okay if we can kill Duriel, because Duriel has usually pretty okay drops, like we can get a little bit of cash from him. And we're doing okay on pots, just finding them. But we do need to go stock up on a different kind of pot, which is our thawing potion. So our thawing potion will give us some cold res. We'll just buy as many as... Oh, they're only 25 bucks. That's fine. This is an assassin, not a paladin. Lots of gold res. I'm gonna hope that I don't need that, but we're going to put a safety TP here, just in case. So the idea with Duriel is put your trap down, and then run away. Don't let Duriel hit you. Because Duriel hits really hard. We'll just keep laying traps. So we drank those thawing potions because they give cold res, and if you see, whenever Duriel actually makes contact with me, I turn blue, and that is cold damage. And so if I have a higher cold res, it'll help reduce the damage that he can do to me. But he's almost dead. And that won't be too bad. We'll be at well under my target of 2 hours to get out of Act 2. Jeez, Duriel, just die, man. That was a lot of damage. There he goes. Ooh, rare ring. That'll help us. Should have sold that amethyst a long time ago. I don't know what I'm doing holding on to that amethyst. We don't need that anymore. We'll grab longsword. Maybe these will throw for some stuff. Throwing axe will sell for some stuff. Not bad. But there's Act 2. Onwards to Act 3. Sell everything that... Oh, I shouldn't have paid for that. That was like my last little bit of gold that I paid for right there. 2,000, 540, mana per kill and magic find. We will take that. I'll take that over this. 4 to mana, 2 to strength, 1 to 3 cold. There's some more cash. Right, now we're doing okay on cash. But we'll have to keep an eye out for other stuff that will continue to sell. And we'll just keep buying the cheapo potions to try to keep our cash use down. And we'll also stash that so that in case we die and we can't get our body back, we don't lose all of our cash. And over to Act 3 we go. We gotta get to 19 before we can use our next one. So the maps out here do follow a pattern. I'm gonna do my best to try to read it. Generally we follow the river, but it's also set up on like a grid kind of setup. And so if we can begin to identify portions of the grid that we're on, that'll help us figure out where we need to go. So there's one portion of the grid. So we're looking for... turn-offs can only happen, I think, on grids 2, 3, and 5. Or sorry, 3, 5, and 6. So we're going to try to keep an eye out for that. That'll sell. Breastplate, that'll sell. So everything of interest we know is supposed to be over on the left. Because it turned off over to the left. So we're going to run along the right, and if anything kicks off to the right, we know that that is the next area. Or at least another area. It may not be the next area. It's just another area. And it didn't. Maybe this lets through? Yeah, it's got a little let through over here. I don't think we can go straight Yeah, apparently we can. My quality of map reading on this particular map is sort of, once I see it, I know where I'm going. The problem is you have to explore in order to figure out what the actual map looks like. And that usually takes me a while. On the upside, there's a lot of monsters out here. Ooh, you want, that'll sell. Let's see. I think we are at a dead end, so there's nothing to look for up. Actually, it's a mild chance, just because I'm not sure enough of the maps, that it'll bump off here. No. So it's just junk out here. We'll turn around and go back. So what we're doing out here is looking for various body parts, which is an eyeball, a brain, and a heart, as well as just where's the next section to go. So over here is where we will explore next. Act 3 is pretty good for leveling up as an assassin, because not much has any appreciable, I mean, we're on normal, so not much will have any appreciable fire res anyway. Spider cavern? Nope. Arachnid layer. Let's see if we can skip through to the next one over here. Nope. We can go out the back way though. That's fine. So this should lead us to another zone. Great Marsh. And then we got to take the Great Marsh backwards a little bit. So that we can find our, I think it's the eye is the first one that we get. This is where a teleport staff would be useful, right? Because I know where I have to go. I have to get to the other side of there, but I have to run. Actually, we're just going to skip, because I know I don't run into any of those dead ends over on the Spider Forest, so we're just going to skip ourselves over there. And we're almost 18, and then at 19 we get our leaf staff, which we were, one of the reasons we were farming the Countess in the first place was to get that leaf staff. So our spider cavern should be down here. Where are you, spider cavern? Oh, maybe it's all the way down on the next one. That would be unfortunate. Oh well, all the way down on the next one. I think that would be what, down on like the first tile? Is it? Did I miss it all the way down here? Go away. I don't see it down there though. Maybe it was all the way up there at the top. Maybe I did need to go the rest of the way in there. I'm going to set a town portal though, so that I don't have to run. Actually, town portal won't help. I'll have to end up using it to get back. We'll check this little grid up there on the top left. Maybe I should have actually kept walking. Maybe it wasn't actually trash over there. Nope. Wait. Hey, there it is. Spider cavern. Some of the spooters in here can hit pretty hard. We'll try to keep our distance. There's the eye sitting over there on the other side. Run over and around. And our eye should be down here. Those red spiders are the ones that can hit hard, and they're fire resistant. I'm not even going to fight that guy, because he's fire enchanted and he's cursed. We got our eye. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff. Ring does nothing for us. We'll pick up some potions. Again, we're trying to grab the cheap potions, not the expensive ones, because we're not loaded. Okay. Now we'll head back. Keep on keeping on. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a skip here, because everything was off to the left, so we're just going to run over to the Great Marsh. Experience Shrine will help. What was that? Poleaxe. There's nothing we actually need in the Great Marsh other than to get out of the Great Marsh. Gonna go grab that gnarled staff. Because that could potentially sell for a lot. Get off of my bridge. Keep on trucking on. After we finally get out of the jungle in Act 3, the rest of Act 3 is pretty straightforward. It all just kind of goes on a line. Act 4 is so short that I'm not really worried about that one. And then Act 5 has similar areas to this, but not as bad. Okay, so we came in down there at 1. It looks like it bumps off to the left. No, does it bump off to the right? Maybe this is... We're looking for a place called the Flare Jungle. Definitely not on this side. Oh, maybe it just does that weird little zigzag here. What's that? Waypoint. I don't think I want anything over here. Oh no, Flare Jungle. Found it. Unanticipated, but I'll take it. So Flare Jungle is the last of the jungle levels, so we're making pretty good time to get out of the jungle. Especially with a waypoint, that'll let us do some backtracking. And then we'll have to come back to get an eye, and I'm kind of surprised I haven't gotten any uniques yet, because there's an eye, a dagger, and a figurine. That all tend to come in pretty short order. It's just a question of finding them. Kite shield, that plate mail will sell. Grab that potion. Flare jungle waypoint. What are you down there? I don't think this is the one that we want. In fact, I know it's not the one that we want. But we got our waypoint. We'll go ahead and keep running forward because now we can always come back if we need to. Making good time here. Making good time. For me, anyway. Maybe not for other people, but for me. Don't really need that. Little flare guys in here, they're actually really good because they don't hit terribly hard. They're weak to fire, and there's a ton of them. So you can, as an assassin whose primary attack is fire traps, you can make some good experience on them pretty quick. You can see we're getting our way up here to 19 pretty fast, and that'll give us our leaf staff, which is only going to make us hit even harder. Which will be just fine by me.
Can't carry anymore.
Give me that clasped orb. Oh, it's ethereal, so it's probably not going to sell for much. I'm going to check over here for the Flare Dungeon. Two things happen when we find the Flare Dungeon. One of them is a little fella runs out at us and has a knife. We will defeat that knife-wielding little fella. And then we have to go down into the dungeon, because down in the bottom of the dungeon is one of the other body parts. I don't remember which body part is where. I just remember there's 3 of them. Next convenient time we have to go back to town, we'll grab our leaf staff, and that'll help our... We'll get a big boost of damage from our Wake of Fire.
I need more.
Here we are. So this is the knife that I was talking about, is right there, as well as the dungeon. Because we're so far away from the waypoint, I'm going to drop a town portal, and we're just going to keep running, because we're almost at the end of the Flare Jungle anyway, and there's another waypoint not too far past the Flare Jungle. So we'll run over to the other side and grab that. Should be right up here off to the right, I think. Go, traps, go. Cool. There's our figurine that I was saying we needed to get. Wow, a jewel and an amulet. Nice. Oh no, I can definitely carry that. So now we'll go poke around out here. We're out of the jungle now, we're into the city, or what's left of the city. We set our town portal back where we needed it. So we gotta find a waypoint, and we'll take our waypoint back, sell the stuff we've got, and jump down into the Flare Dungeon. We'll also, we can do the rest of the running around later. Sell, Frost, oh, that's charges. If that was a Frost Nova that would actually go off when somebody hits me, I would have kept that. But that's just a Frost Nova that I have to cast, and that's not going to help me. Looks like we had a little dip in the stream quality there for a second, so hopefully it's not too bad. So we touched that little fire right there, and that's going to bring out the guy with the knife. There he is. And he's going to drop something that'll give us some extra skills. Or actually, I think the Jidbin gives us, not skills, a rare ring. And then we're going to duck down into... Flare Dungeon. Generally, we have to go left when we enter the Flare Dungeon. But we'll see if I'm any good at actually reading these. Keep heading left. Another amulet. Couple of pots. Go left. There we go. Flare Dungeon 2. Once again, we're going to try to go left. It's an easy enough tile to read, so we're going to go out here. Again, we're pretty much skipping everything because we're okay on levels. We only need to be level 20, and we're already 19. Oh, I should have grabbed my staff while I was back home. How come nobody told me about that? I'll try to remember it next time.
I need mana.
Ooh, Talrun. That's why they were so difficult. I was like, why are you guys not dying? It's because one of them was a boss. Keep that Talrun, because we can always sell that for some money. Keep exploring here to the left. There's our Flare Dungeon. Okay, so Flare Dungeon 3 is a giant maze. There's barely anybody in here. And if you ever have a teleport staff, you can pretty much just skip to the end. And all the mazes are fixed. There's only like 3 or 4 different mazes. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them memorized, so I inevitably have to just run through the maze. But there's only like 2 or 3 pockets of enemies down here, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Looks like we've been dropping a few frames here lately. Sorry about that. So you can see that fire that those guys shoot out. That stuff hurts. And in fact, just on the off chance that I bite the dust, I'm going to put a town portal down, just in case we have to come back. Should be at it now, and we'll just kind of go around the corners here. Head up to that corner up here. There it is. Now I think he's immune to fire, so we're just going to run over here, grab the brain, and get out, because we can't actually defeat him. And we will put our leaf on. Throw our Talrun in here. Tal. Will give us a Ral. And now we'll have 2 Rals for our helmet. And we'll go back to Act 1, and we will shop for a 2 open socket helmet. Ooh, wow. Nearly 20 res on both of those. Yes, please. So our res are really good right now. Those are some good res. Okay, what was I going to do? I'm going to drop some stuff. We can deliver our thing over here to Mephisto. Now we take this over to little guy up in the corner, Alcor, and he'll give us a potion that'll get us up to give us another 20 life for free. Ta-da. It's always nice. Let's try and put some stuff away here. Grab these. Second Ral rune, we'll just go here and here. We'll sell that armor, but we gotta go over to Charcy. Hopefully Charcy will have 2 open socket relatively quickly and we don't have to go fighting for it. 1, 2, perfect. Ral, cool, maxed out fire res. Really pretty good res on everything right now. If you look underneath me, most of that's pretty good. And last thing, stock up on a few more potions. And we will drop our gold back in our stash over here. We're going to carry the eye with us too, inside of our thing. I don't know why I keep holding on to that. Okay. So lower crest, run right through it. Upper crest, and the one that comes after that, we have to look for a couple of things. We need an entrance to the sewers, because the sewers has the last body part, and then we're also looking for somebody that gives us a book. Can't remember exactly what the book does, but I remember it's very helpful. I don't think it's a skill book. No, actually it might be a skill book. So a +1 skill would obviously be pretty helpful. The lady who drops the book is in one of these dungeons that is pointed towards the bottom, like the bottom left. Millibrigger's Orb. We don't need it, but nice to have. Level 20. Level 20 is actually all you need to be in order to finish normal. We will probably end up being quite a bit higher than that. We'll be more like 23, 24. But that's how it goes. And now that we're 20, we will spend a little bit of time shopping for a teleport staff. On the off chance that we get to level 24, we'll then be able to use it to kind of skip some of the annoying spots. It'll be nice. I'm not sure that we will actually get level 24 by the time we're done. But better to have it and not need it kind of thing. So right now I'm looking for one of the dungeons that will be pointed sort of down to the bottom. I mean, it'll appear roughly like that, but there'll then be an actual dungeon up on the top. Not there. So we found our way out, which we might as well run over there and grab the next waypoint so that we don't have to worry about that. We can just come back to it. We can check these two. Rejuvenation potion, it's always good. We're gonna drop Millibrigger's Orb. It's nice, but we don't need it. So this should be our... Oh, that's the Ruined Fane. So I must be confused. It must not be able to spawn up here. We need the Ruined Temple, which is not that. But the next waypoint's easy to get. It's just up here on the left. So we'll grab that and run back to... I think the last one we had was Lower Crest or something like that, Cross Bazaar. And we'll check back here for the temple. I like to get the temple before I dive into the sewers, just because the sewers are kind of annoying. Maybe that might be it. Oh, get out of my way. Of course, as soon as I find it, somebody stands in my way. This one could be it. It's facing the right way. No. Apparently it's not facing the right way. I don't know them as well as I thought I did. So that's the two over here, which means I think we need to go backwards. Actually, now is not a bad time since we're here. We'll see if we can shop a staff. I actually, now that I think about it, I've only got 30k gold. Like, I don't think that's going to be anywhere near enough to buy a teleport staff. Level 1 teleport. Don't have enough space for it, but we've got the gold for it. Bam. So now we're set. If we ever get to level 24, we are really low. Well, we're not terribly low. We've got some runes and stuff that we can sell. Actually, let's go ahead and sell the dagger and the amethyst. We'll be okay. We'll go back to Cross Bazaar. We gotta find ourselves a temple. You look promising. See, if we had the teleport staff, I would just teleport right into it. So this should be the right one because everything's pointing the right direction. There it is, Ruined Temple. Wipe everybody out in here. Grab that spirit mask. A rare spirit mask could indeed sell for quite a bit. Get out of there, Juki. And then we'll get the book. Put that in here. Put this in there. Who do I have to give that to? Alcor. I really completely forget what the book gives us. Oh, stat points. It's going to give us 5 stat points. Yeah, that's right. Just dump them into Vitality. So we're at almost 400 life. We're crushing it. Oh, right. I thought we were ready to leave, but we have to actually run back, I forgot, and go into the sewers. And then run around inside the sewers for, I don't know, 5 minutes. Find the last body part. Sewers don't really have a pattern to them, unfortunately, so it's just kind of running around hoping that the exit is on the walls. It's not really an exit, it's just... Oh, wow, that was really easy. It usually is not so easy. There we go.
I can't carry anymore.
Pick up some pots. That's that. I was expecting that to take a lot longer than that. So we got pretty lucky there. We just run over here, grab our heart, go back to town. We're going to sell that mask that we've got. Cool, 1870. That's enough to stock up on those. Put the heart in here, and then the last thing that we need is the flail. And the flail is out here. We'll just wipe everybody out here. We've got pretty high fire res, so we can just kind of sit around here and watch these guys get hit in our traps. There's our flail. We'll kill the rest of these guys because they're worth some pretty good experience. You dead yet? Oh, right, you're fire enchanted. You take forever.
I can't carry anymore.
I mean, you can't carry me anymore. goes. Actually, we could use some gloves. Maybe those gloves will give us something. We're kind of starting to be self-sufficient here on our potions, in the sense that we're finding enough. Attack rating, nothing. So, Endurance of Hate level 1, we gotta run to the left to try to find level 2. And then level 2 will lead us to level 3. So we're just gonna hug the wall over here and look for things kicking off to the left. Like that. Now, Endurance of Hate 2 is straight, so so we're entering this way, and I'm just gonna keep running in the way that we entered, and looking in this general direction for it. Oh, I got something in my eye. Hopefully this will run out and over there. Well, at least we got Endurance of Hate 3 pretty easy. I'm going to drop a town portal, because I've never tried to fight the boss in Act 3 with a bum eye. Ugh, it must be an eyelash or something. We're just going to go back to town here for a second. Have a little bit of tea. Ugh. Must have been an eyelash or something that fell in there. Where are you, little eyelash? Get off of there. Cool. I'll try to lean slightly off screen so you don't have to watch me put a contact in. Oh, good thing we went back to town. Have a little bit of coffee or tea here. Okay. Now we can go take care of Mephisto, who is not a particularly difficult one, but occasionally he will send out all kinds of little things that are quite painful, like that.
Not enough mana.
So I'm just going to try to keep him down here in the fire. I mean, we've got Leaf against Mephisto, so he should go down pretty quickly. Gotta remember to go pick up that Grand Charm. Mephisto's being very nice and just sitting down in one area, not really moving around a lot. Or he got close. Mephisto has all sorts of attacks that can be very damaging. There we go. Hey, Greaves. I don't know if those Greaves are going to... Those are Saigon's boots. I really doubt that they're going to be able to beat what we've already got. But we've also got a rare poleaxe here. And that, I believe, is what we will keep for our mercenary, who we're going to need in the very next act, because we're going to encounter a unique monster, super unique monster, who is fire enchanted, but we have to defeat in order to continue. Saigons are nice, but I mean 20 run walk is great, but not for 70 strength, because I don't have 70 strength. 5 to life, not going to help us that much. We can drop the soul stone, we don't need that. And just keep buying potions. I think we'll upgrade now that we've got some more cash. We'll upgrade to the better ones. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break here because I've been drinking too much tea. Little bathroom break. So we'll come back, have some tea and some cookies, but we're at a good pause point here. So I'll be back in about maybe 10 minutes or so. We're on really good track to get done within my 4-hour limit. So we've got time for a bathroom break. I will be right back. All right, we're back at it. What's Kramer's? I don't know if... Here again, that's the problem. I don't know if you know who Kramer is or not from Seinfeld. But I remember he warned Jerry, don't hold it in because you could get uromycetitis poisoning and die. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm not going to risk it. What kind of tea? It is peppermint tea, but I don't know, like the brand. Alrighty, off we go to Act 4. By the way, can somebody in chat just quickly verify, you can hear the sound effects, right? Like, between me and the game being played, like they're fairly well balanced. For example, when she's laying her trap, you should hear a little sound, and like a sound of the monsters and stuff like that. Not terribly loud, but just a little bit. Just give me a heads up if you can hear it. Sure, yeah, I put maple syrup in there. It's great. Instead of sugar. Brown sugar is pretty good too. So we're skipping most of the outer steps because there's nothing out here. Trying to find whatever the next area is. I never remember the name of it, but the next area in it has a boss in it who, after we defeat him, gives us +2 skill points, which is just way too good to turn down. Here we are. Oh, get out of my way. How you popped your little fella out. So these guys spit little things out, and they just happen to spit one out and lock me into place. Ah, crap, there's souls there. Get off the stairs. So we have to hope that the souls cannot kill us. We may simply reset if it starts getting hairy out here. Really, guys? Because souls have that lightning attack, which will do a lot of damage really fast. But we'll see what we can do. We've got okay light res. Like, our light res 28, it's not great, but it should take the hard edge off of most of those soul shots. And we're just going to cruise around looking for both the exit and hopefully Izzy. Izzy should be out here, Isual. I would like to find Izzy first so that as we're running around looking for exits, I can drop traps and he'll walk into them and we'll just kind of kill two birds with one stone there. But that doesn't always happen. Excuse me. More lightning. Should be over on this side. Yep. So that's where we're going to end up going, is up there. Actually, let me make sure. Did I see that right? Those are stairs? Yeah, those are stairs. So that's where we're going to end up going. But now we're going to run around out here in the plains and try and find Iswal and drag him back there, trying to kill him as we do. Because once we kill him, that'll be a good chunk of our skill points for free. Well, not for free. It's killing Iswal. Over here, maybe? Where are you, Iswal? Maybe out there in the middle? And those will be pretty much the last two that we get. Because we're 20 now, so we'll survive pretty much everything the rest of the game has. We'll mostly just be running to the end now and killing only what needs to be killed. We are just having bad luck finding Iswal. Maybe he's out here. There he is. Come this way. So this is actually kind of the best thing that we could have hoped for, which is we've got Iswal, we've got a decent walk to get over there, and we've got an experience shrine. So anything that we find along the way that we happen to incidentally kill will give us lots of experience. So that'll be good. We might even be able to get up to 21 here just by the time we kill Iswal. No, evidently not. There's not enough monsters out here. Iswal's built like a tank, though, so it usually takes us a little while to kill Iswal. And also, I should really... I have no health pots left, so as soon as Iswal goes down, we are going back to town for health pots. Boy, he is built like a tank. We might not be able to kill him. Yeah, let's just go back to town. Get some pots. I need potions, thank you. I'm going to get rid of the rejuvenation because I don't think we need that anytime soon. There we go. Slow and steady. He's got a ton of HP. He doesn't hit like terribly hard. He can do a couple of bad hits on you, but for the most part, he's not. We're, you know, that burst of speed that we got way back at the beginning is, we're still using that because it lets us basically just run around him. Right, he takes a swing at us, and by the time his swing animation is done, we can run away from his sword, which is great. Although I seem to be absolutely terrible at dodging his Frost Nova that he puts out there. These traps that I'm laying have a limitation on them called next hit delay, which I'm not good enough to do perfectly, but basically it means it's not much point laying down more than about 2 of them at a time, because it won't hit anything more than, when it gets hit once, then there's a delay before it's able to be hit again, so it doesn't help much to lay down. Really, guys? You're gonna go on the stairs again? Come on now. So now we run around the city of the dang. Ooh, try and stay away from all of them. We're gonna try and take out those bosses right there, because they are extra fast and they will just run us around the entire place, hitting really hard, which I don't want. Skip, skip. So the next area that we're going to get to, probably one of my favorite areas, which is the River of Flame, just because it's got a neat design to it. It's a neat design. But we gotta find it first. Oops. Got hit. Cool beans, not back there. Ah, run. I mean, we don't have to lay very many traps, and you can see how fast everything's going down. We're doing a lot of damage. Ta-da! River of Flame. So Act 4 is a lot shorter than the other acts. It used to be the end of the game. Well, the end of normal difficulty, and then you'd have to repeat it in Nightmare and then repeat it in Hell. But then when the expansion came out, they added an extra act, which is Act 5, and it's a full act. So 4 is short, but it's got a lot of stuff in it that can hit pretty hard. Fortunately, we can skip most of it. And generally the way to get out of the River of Flame is just kind of go up and to the right. And it'll kick off to a waypoint like that. What are we, 21? Still, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to use that. Where did you even come from? There's not supposed to be anybody around here. Use that teleport staff that we got? I don't know. Fire blast. Put him in there. Sell some stuff. I think now we've got enough money and enough need for more money that we can just buy the big potions for everything. Stash it so it doesn't go anywhere. Keep the teleport. Don't forget our unique. We're coming up on the time where we got to go back to Act 2, hire a mercenary, and bring him back to Act 4, because there is a monster out here that is fire immune that we absolutely have to kill, or we can't get any further. That is an incomplete H, which I don't remember which way the incomplete H has to go. I think it is left, but we'll find out. No, it's not left. Ring. Always pick up a ring. That little bit of magic find that we've got, it's actually been helping out because we got our Saigons with that. We got the Milobrega's orb with that, even though we don't need those and we didn't really benefit from them. That was nice to have. Trying to think. Cold and 13 MF. We might just go shop some faster run walk boots from Act 2 and give up 13 of that MF, because I think I would rather be able to move a little bit faster than have 13 MF, because it's just not. Movement is more useful than a little bit of MF, because we don't really need any more items. Like, we've got all of the items that we're going to need. So maybe we'll clear out this area here, which they seem to have that annoying tendency to block the doorway. Jeez, how many of you are there in there? Let's go. I did not need to do that. So that blue little halo that gets on top of me there, that is a really annoying aura, or curse actually, that the monsters are putting on me, called Decrepify, which not only makes all of their hits hit harder, but it also slows me down. And we're just going to take a minute here and run back to see what that ring is.
Not in town.
10 to energy. I mean, it's nice, but these are too nice. Mana per kill and MF. We're going to run back to, we can check here, Albu, but maybe all the way back to Act 2. And see if we can find a decent pair of boots real quick. So we'll just do some shopping here. They reset their inventories if you leave and come back. So, oh, and one more, let's check that. Nope. We just dip down into the sewers here and come back and check with Elzix. Enhanced defense. We'll give this a couple of minutes here, looking through it. Nothing. MF, nothing. We'll do it 5 more times. And if we don't get anything, we'll just keep moving. There's one. Two. It seems like that suffix isn't spawning on here because nothing is very high level. 3. Maybe you can't shop them until 24. I'm not sure. 4. Do it one more because we said we would. And 5. Nada. Nothing but trash. It's okay. We don't really need faster run walk boots. Okay, and then we'll keep going. Next up are the minions of Diablo. Can we make it out? Cool. So Diablo will end up spawning right here. Oh, that's convenient. A little portal shrine right there. So the portal shrines are nice, at least if they're located right there, because they don't go away. I can use them pretty much as many times as I want. So we're going to go down here and we're going to get the boss that pops out to kind of chase us, because he's got a lot of fire res. Actually, I think we can cheese him. We can just stand over here and lay our traps from sort of around the corner. There it is. Yep, and I have no problem with the cheese, because that means we can sit here and defeat that boss. I need a cookie. Uh-oh. Done cheesing. Okay, now we start running. Somehow they got stuck back there. I don't know how they got stuck. I don't want to get too close to him because he, like many of the enemies down here, can hit like a truck. Where are you at? There you are. So we'll just run this way, let him walk through our fire. He's not fire immune. He can just, he's got a lot of fire res. So we can come up here where there's other stuff and kill all of them, all of which is doing damage to Infector. The blue guy is Infector. While we are also killing everything else. Which is fine by me. Extra experience. Doesn't really cost us anything. Infector can't really hurt us too much. His primary attack is fire, but we loaded up on those Rao runes earlier. And so the Rao runes are really helping us out here. So now we'll sit here and kill the next of the three. Hopefully they won't kill me. Unfortunately, he is all kinds of bad enchanted. But we got one of them. Now we'll just have to kill Infector. Actually, we can keep running. Oh, sorry. Looks like we dropped some more frames there. There we go. Infector's dead now. So the last of the seal bosses, that's what these things are. They're called seal bosses. When you hit the seals, a boss pops out. Pretty clever, as far as names go. Is the one that is fire enchanted. And so what we're going to do is kill all of its minions. And then we're going to go back to Act 2 and grab a mercenary. Because the mercenary will be able to do physical damage, which will get through. It's not affected, obviously, by fire immunity. But we don't want anything else to be here, because if anything else is here, the mercenary might target that stuff instead of that blue guy. So we'll run back here, and we're just going to find the highest level mercenary that he's got. 20 sounds fine. And then we're going to give him that spear that we had, try and up his damage a little bit. He shouldn't take much. Yeah, he's doing 65. Like, he'll be able to get through it. It might take a moment. But basically, we're just going to sit behind him and keep giving him health potions. That's a good one. So Frost Nova when struck, that's the one that's nice, because as you're running around, occasionally that'll proc, and when that does proc, a Frost Nova will go off, and everything will slow down. I don't remember which one of these is mine. That one. So as you can see, our friend there, Laharis, makes very short work of that one. Unfortunately, Diablo, who is now going to come out, is going to make equally short work of Laharis. So you were good while you lasted, Laharis, but your time has come. We're just going to stand over here. I'm going to throw a second TP up just in case. That's Diablo. And we're just going to keep our distance. So there goes Laharis. He doesn't last very long. But Diablo, for the most part, just kind of stands in one place and casts his various attacks. And so as long as we don't stand wherever Diablo is, we're pretty safe. His other attacks are pretty slow in the sense that you have time to dodge them. Just slow and steady. We can try to cheese him if we can get over here on the other side fast enough. Not quite. That one might be enough to do it. No, it doesn't. He doesn't come quite far enough around that corner for me to get him with my traps. That fire and the lightning that he shoots out, those are definitely enough to kill you if you don't get out of them fast enough. If you're really skilled, you can actually use your fire blast. Remember the thing we were using at the very beginning of the game before we were able to lay down these traps? You can throw those in between laying these traps, but I'm not good enough to do that. Hey, light-plated boots. Those might have faster run walk. They do, but they require 60 strength. Maybe we'll go back to Act 1 and respec so that we can wear those, because they've also got 10 lightning res. And you get 1 respec per game, or per difficulty. So we'll go back to Act 1 and put those on, because that's not... 50 strength isn't that much. Reset. Yep. So we got to get this up to 50, and then we'll just dump everything back into Vitality. 50. There we go. Make sure they're not glitched on. Everything else is fine. Everything else into Vitality. And then we need about a 4 on Burst of Speed. And then we'll go back to our traps. Max Wake of Fire again. And the rest into Fire Blast. Ta-da. Cool. 244. We are on to Act 5. Last act. Don't need that. Don't need that. 26 MF. I'd actually rather have the cold and the Frost Nova. And now we just run. We don't really need to do anything in Act 5. We don't need to... There's no quests we have to really do other than the last one. There's one along the way that we have to kill some guys called the Ancients. But our Wake of Fire here will make pretty short work of them. So we're probably not going to attack too much unless it directly gets into our way and is sort of blocking some stairs or something like that. Act 5 is a pretty fun act, but if you're just trying to get to the end, there's not a lot you have to do like we saw in Act 2. You had to run around and get the parts of the staff. In Act 3, you had to get the body parts. Act 4, you had to do like little seal boss things and stuff like that. Act 5 doesn't really have any of that. It has lots of good optional quests, like there's one that'll give you 10 to all of your resistances, but it's normal, nothing can really hit us that hard, and we've already got pretty darn good resistances, so we're skipping that one. You can get some runes, which if we were going to go on to Nightmare difficulty, we would probably stop and get those runes, because eventually we would want to make a rune word with those that gives us lots and lots of resistances, because there's a resistance penalty when you get to Nightmare. But we're not, so we're just running. We're probably not going to make sub 3 hour. Sub 3 hour would have been pretty nice, but there's virtually no way we're going to make sub 3 hour. But we should be able to make sub like 3:15 maybe? Do I even need to kill? No, I don't. I was thinking I needed to kill the guy at the end there, but I don't. The only thing that would do is give me actually a really useful quest reward, is the ability to add sockets to various things, whatever you kind of want to add sockets to. But I don't need sockets. We've got everything we need. I mean, I'm definitely not going to replace my armor. We're not really close enough to 24 that it's worth like sitting somewhere and leveling for 24. So we're just running. Kind of an annoying area, but you can imagine if we had teleport, we would be running even faster. And that's usually what you do on higher difficulties, is you get yourself a teleport staff so that when you hit these dead ends of, there's a gate in your way or something like that, you just skip the gate, right? You teleport past the gate and keep going. Don't need anything over there. Ariat Plateau. Just keep running. These maps, the ones that we're on right now, they're somewhat easier to read because they're big rectangles. And so you just run to the first edge of the rectangle. And if it's a short edge of the rectangle, then you turn whichever way the rectangle goes and go up in that direction. And then you've got your exit. We'll grab a waypoint just on the off chance that something awful happens. Make it up here, lay some traps. Like the slowest part of this is just laying traps to open those doors. Because you can't remember, it's like the pro and the con of the trap. I don't have to target them, but at the same time, I can't target them. So if I needed to hit something specific, I can't ask it to do that. So Crystalline Passage, we need to run off to the left. I'm going to go ahead and drop. So that was a Frost Nova that I set off. And that's why I liked that amulet, because right away when the Frost Nova, it's only 5% chance, but it happens a fair amount, because you do still tend to get hit a lot. It immediately slows everything down, which gives you enough time to run away, which is perfect. Glacial Trail is also to the left. So we're going to head out here. So you can see there it went off and everybody around me got slowed. And so now I have plenty of time to stand here, lay down some traps, kill everybody, and be on my merry way. So we're going to follow this wall, keep trying to kick off to the left here. Again, pretty much just skipping everything because we don't need any more experience. The only reason we would need experience is if we weren't 20, because in order to fight the next group that we're going to fight, which is the 3 ancients, you have to be level 20. but we're already level 21, so it's okay. It's not going to hurt us. Another big rectangle, the frozen tundra. So you just find an edge and then run the edge as high as you can. Skipping everybody. I feel kind of bad that all you have to do is run through Act 5 when you're just trying to finish the game. Because Act 5 has such nice, like, areas to explore. You know, the enemies are a little bit annoying, but not so bad for a trap assassin, but we just don't need to be here. I really like the icy tunnels of the various ones that we were in, but we just don't need it. Ancient's Way, again, we're going to run left. What type of music do I enjoy the most? Well, by far the most common thing that's ever on in my car is NPR. That's not really music. But if your question can be interpreted as, what kind of radio do you like to listen to? Almost always NPR. They're just so good. NPR is so good. Music-wise, I don't know. I mean, I've got a couple of different things on my phone. Not really any particular genre of one distinction or another. I've got the Eagles on there. I feel like you have to have the Eagles on there. Jeez, who else is on my phone? I don't remember who else is on my phone. Let me think. Uh-oh. Wow, I cannot believe we survived that. Even got a... That's owing to all that damage that we can do. I thought for sure that was gonna pop us and then we'd have to run all the way back to here, which would be quite unfortunate. These little moon lords, or whatever those things are called, they hit quite hard too. And them combined with all these other guys who can do ranged attacks. Yeah, we're going to keep our rejuvenation potions handy. Here we are, area at summit. We'll kill everything down here. Go back to town, stock up. We don't actually need rejuvenation potions for this fight. We need a lot of mana potions. And the trick with this fight is you can't die. And you can't leave. So, stock up on lots of potions. Hopefully that'll be enough. And we're going to leave our TP set down here in case we do die. We can come back and grab it here. Because you can't set TP up here either. These guys all spawn with different modifiers. Some of which can be, you know, fire res, or they can spawn with a lot of damage or something like that. And so basically we just sit here in this little circle because the assassin can do this and run around, lay our fire traps, and keep them from hopefully ever hitting us. Because we just don't want to find out what kind of gear they have spawned with. The one is throwing stuff at us, the other is spinning, the third is jumping. There goes one of them. Think we should be doing okay. But I'm not even going to stop and look at them, because I know my traps are working. And I don't think they can be fire immune. If they can be fire immune, that would be a problem. No, I don't think they're fire immune. They're both taking damage. And if things ever get tight, you can always just run away from the ancients. Like run over here to the corner, put our mana pots back in, keep an eye on them. Oh god, they trapped me. Wow. Really, guys? Okay, so now we have to hope that our traps can kill them faster than they can kill us. Which, again, fortunately, the assassin is built like a tank, so she can just sit here and kind of take it. Perfect. Jeez, what a cheap move. I've never been trapped by them before. Hey, get it? Trapped by them? What kind of games do I play? Pretty much just this. I've got a Switch too, but I don't play it as often as this. Like I played the most recent Zelda on the Switch, which is great. Zeldas are great games. I was playing an older game on there called Puzzle Quest. It's like a remake of a game that came out for the DS way back in the day, which I think everybody in my chat should be old enough to remember the DS. That wasn't that long ago. So we are in the final area, which is the Worldstone Keep. There's 3 levels of this. We're in level 1. We're just going to run around until we find level 2. Level 2. We'll run around, find level 3. Here's level 2. Again, we don't really need any experience. Set a TP in case we find... There's a waypoint in here. Sometimes it's more convenient to hit the waypoint and come back. Along those lines of what other games do I play, they're coming out with a remastered version of this soon, of Diablo 2, towards, I think, the end of the year. I mean, they haven't actually set a time for it. They just said sometime this year. So I'm really looking forward to that one. That'll probably become most of what I play. Keep on looking on. Nothing yet. Maybe up here? If we can find the waypoint, that'll actually tell us where the exit is. Nope, found it. Did I bring those down here? No. Oh yeah, I did. Finished eating my cookie too. So, Worldstone Keep level 3, I put that TP down in case we die, because those little, I don't know, antler guys, the Death Lords, they can hit really hard, really fast. And if you accidentally run into a pack of, like, unique monsters or champion monsters or something like that, of that monster style, it's like 2-3 hits and you're dead. So just in case... I really don't want to... We would have to run a long way without any gear in order to get our body back if we died down here. So we're going to set some TPs occasionally. So there's another Frost Nova that went off, right? And it's great because it just stops everyone from following you. Here's 3. We're almost done. Tell you what. We'll A, put a portal here, but B, go out back and get some potions. Because we don't have any health potions. We should be done by about 3:15. I don't have enough gold for that? Shoot. We might have to do some farming to get some gold if I run out. Actually, we've got all of those, whatchamacallits, runes that we didn't need. We can sell those, get a couple thousand gold from each one of those. And I mean, fortunately, there's just not much else we have to do. This is the last area of the game. But we gotta do it. And we're gonna need potions to do it. Man, those guys hit hard. Actually, I'm kind of surprised how he put me into hit recovery. Oh yeah, well, it would be 112. So... greater healing. We'll just try and pick up any junk that falls from any of these guys so that we can sell it. Like that breastplate. That'll sell. But we could indeed need a little bit more. That maiden spear. Sell for a little bit. Oh, I think we're gonna need our mercenary again, because this guy, Colenso, is fire immune. So we'll go get our mercenary. Oh shoot, we might not have enough money to actually... let's drag him. Eventually, okay, we'll see if we have enough just with that piece. Almost 8,000. Let's run out to the edge here and kill 2 boss packs and sell whatever they drop. And that should give us enough to revive our mercenary, who can then kill that annoying guy out there. A soul rune. Wow, really? I mean, we're going to sell it because we don't need it, but it's a fairly high level rune to be dropping in normal. Grab some cash out here. Pick up whatever he drops. What's in there? Oh, that poleaxe. Cool. We'll sell that too. That should be enough to revive our mercenary and give us enough potions. Over here and talk to Larzak. Identify that. Another 3,000. Soul rune, solid 7,000. Put that here. Is that poleaxe something that we actually... Let's go ahead and give that to our mercenary if he can wear it. Because that'll make short work of the... Oh, he was only 3k. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if he can wear that. Yep. Cool. He'll wear that. We'll pop through our town portal. Got 17k, but in case we die, we're going to stash that. Should be okay on portal, or gold for that. Yeah, he's doing it. Just takes a little bit. Perfect. That partisan will sell if we ever need that. Might as well pick it up just in case. Shouldn't need Laharis anymore after this, because I don't think anything else is going to be cold. Oh, let's get back home, because they're one of those ones that has really bad poison damage. I'm going to grab some town portals. Might as well sell that poleaxe since we've got it here. There goes Laharis, but that's okay. So we just need to try to keep all of these guys here in the middle. And I think the boss here is fire enchanted, but we can drag him out and away and then just run back. Oh no, he's just lightning enchanted. He's not fire immune. We can take him. Ta-da. Grab that amulet. If nothing else, it'll sell. Uh-oh. Gotta get out. There we go. These guys usually have a lot of HP, but we should be able to get through them. A lot of HP. Oh, trapped. Helps if I stay a little bit further away, so I keep getting decrepified by the guy that's up on his throne up there. That's Bale. And every time I do, I get slowed down. I think we might end up having to fight 2 of these guys at once, but that's okay. So we're gonna do a kind of a cheesy move here on these guys. I don't know, they're doing enough. So you can just drag them out of the room to get rid of them, but we're doing enough damage to them. Sometimes their boss is fire immune, and so you have to drag him out because mercenaries can't defeat these guys. They're just too strong. Get out of there. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Might have to take a quick trip back to town. But these guys should start dropping here pretty soon. Alright, you know what? Actually, if you guys have enough health, we're just gonna drag them. Come on, guys. You're coming with me. So we just kind of drag them over here into this hallway, and then we do a U-turn. And run as fast as we can. And usually that gets rid of enough of them that Bale will then leave. And that's all we're interested in, is getting rid of Bale. And now we're on to the last fight. Go back to town, stock up. I am hoping we won't need any 450. Let's just get regular ones because they are half as much. Actually, we're going to need regular health pots because we've got a lot of life. So we'll just get the rest of these. And they're only 270. That's not too bad. We're okay on both of those. Go in here, drop a town portal. So the only thing we're looking out for Bale is, A, we're going to try to cheese him. which means we're going to sit up here, and we're going to lay our traps over there. He's going to put his little tentacle things over here. He'll do stuff like that. But we're going to try to put our traps up there so that they hit him. If we can do it off screen, it's perfect. But he's got a number of different attacks that hit pretty hard, like that one. So we just put our traps up there. Oh, did he clone? Yeah, he cloned. He can also clone himself, which is always bad news bears. So to get rid of the clone rather than fight the clone, we just run way up here to the corner and go back to town. And take a second, restock on our potions and everything. And now go back down, and hopefully his clone is gone. We may even be able to get him from over here. No, we can't cast across that bridge. That had better not be yet another clone, because then we're going to have to run away. He also teleports. I think he just teleported. Oh, no, that's a clone. I don't really feel like fighting a clone. So I go back to town. Go back down, set the TP again. Hopefully the clone's gone. Yep. Try as best we can to avoid that blue one. The other ones are annoying, but they don't hit quite as hard as the blue one does. The tentacles are kind of annoying, but they don't really... Like, they have a tendency to just stun lock you, and that's what their problem is. There we go. Almost got him. Shouldn't have to go back to town, I think. He's still got some HP. We might have to end up going back to town. Of course, if he stays right there, we might not have to go back to town. He's sitting very nicely in our fire. We're underneath the B in his name in terms of HP, so we're in pretty good shape. Like I said, we might have to go back to town, but our traps are doing our work for us right now. Almost got him. There you go. Sit right back there, Bale. Ah, he teleported away. Yeah, we're gonna need one. That's alright, he cloned. We need a few more pots. We'll go back to town real quick. But another minute or two, and that ought to be that. That should be enough. But I'm not taking the risk, so we're going to keep that TP open. Because if we were to die now, we'd have to basically run the entire act again. Not killing anything, but run it, just to get back here. Really? Another clone? Alright, we killed the clone. Whee. Ta-da! 317. All done. Let's take a look at what he got. Not much of anything we need. Maybe a mace will sell for something. We'll identify these and see what they say. But that is Diablo 2 on normal with the assassin. Not great skills on that wand, but sure does sell for a lot, right? 25k. Mace, nothing. Armor, another 25k. So if we were going to keep going, gold wouldn't be a problem in the immediate future. So at least there's that. Decent one here. We'll dump our gold, do a quick little gear review here. We did end up buying our teleport staff. It was super cheap. It was really easy to shop, so we went ahead and got it. Never was able to use it though, right? We finished the game before we were 24, which is pretty normal in normal. Not being 24 by the time you kill Bale, unless you're kind of taking your time everywhere. Had our leaf staff, so the big thing that the leaf staff helped us with was the +3 to fire skills and the extra damage for fire. So when our main trap is fire, that's going to help us out a lot. Stealth for our armor. It's got two really critical pieces to it, the faster run walk and the faster hit recovery for us. Faster cast rate doesn't really help because we're not technically casting our traps, we're laying our traps, and those depend on your attack speed. So cast rate doesn't really help us too much, but the other two are nice. Found 2 Rowls. That was great. That maxed out our fire res. Amulet was pretty good, right? We had a Frost Nova amulet. The 2 rings were surprisingly good, right? Dual res on this, almost 20 each. This one had mana per kill and a little bit of magic find. 2 res on our belt, lightning res and fire res. It's nice. Found some 20 faster run walk boots. I think those were off of Bale, or no, Diablo might have dropped those. So we respect enough strength to be able to wear those to help us run around a little bit. Never found a good pair of gloves. Never had a good pair of gloves. We can take our cash and go gamble gloves, but we don't really need gloves for anything. Actually, we have to go back and gamble. See if we can get anything that looks good for gloves. I mean, we would mostly just be looking for res, like resistances. I don't think we can actually get increased attack speed yet. There you go, 12 lightning res. That's a pretty good one. So we could have worn something like that, but we didn't, just because we didn't find anything along the way. That's all we had. Had a couple of charms, a little bit of fire damage. We probably could have chucked that. 1 to 3 fire damage isn't doing too much. 2 to strength helped us shift 2 of our strength into vitality in order to wear these boots. And then a little bit of cold res. So not great charms, but okay charms. About as best you can hope for in a normal playthrough. What would you do after this? I mean, if I was going to go on to normal, I would probably run Bale 6 or 7 times, 8, 9 times maybe, to try to get up to around, like, you want to be probably 40 or more. At least I do. 35 would probably be enough to move into Nightmare, because Nightmare is quite a bit more difficult than normal. So I would spend some time leveling up. If you were a speedrunner, you would just keep going, which, by the way, I'm curious what the world record is. I think the world record is, like, it's probably sub 2 hours, so they were probably doing it in like half the time. But we can take a quick look here and see what the world record is for the Assassin. Let's see. These are fine, but where is... It's not a very good website. Oh, it's just loading ads. There's that many ads inside here. Player 1, Softcore Assassin. Right now the world record is 1:17, which is 2 hours shorter than what we've got. So at no time anywhere near in my future will I ever be anywhere close to an hour 17. And that was set 3 months ago. If you go all the way down to the 100, actually, we could get on the world record list right now, because the 102nd, which is the longest that they go, is 4 hours and 38 minutes, and we did 317. So we would be like, actually, we would be like number 100 if we were to actually submit this to a world record. We would be at number 100 on the list. Yeah, we can go. I think we can submit it. I mean, we've got it recorded. I'm trying to think if we did anything that wasn't. Oh, actually, no, we can't, because my version of the game that I'm using is 114B, and you need 114D, as in dog. So technically, we're disqualified from a world record because we don't have the most up-to-date version. But we know it was it was at least on the record boards, right? We were number 100 on the record boards. So, at least there's that. But I don't know. We could come back. Maybe we can shoot for that 99 or something. If we were to manage to get sub 3 hours, which I feel like if we pushed a little harder, we could get sub 3 hours. We would be up around like 94, 95 on the leaderboard. But I'd have to update my game, which it doesn't change anything. It's not like we would lose any of the information that we had here. It's the same game. But still, not a bad run. I've never run the Assassin before. I don't think I've ever played the Assassin through at all, period. It's not one of my favorite characters, but she's just such a tank that it makes it pretty easy. So I think that is where we're going to stop. I said we'd go 4 hours or completion of normal with an Assassin. We're at 3.5 hours. As far as I want to go. Let's see. I don't actually remember how to do this. But let's see if anybody else... I've never raided anyone before. Actually, I don't even know if I can raid because I'm not anything. We'll go try and raid #chess. They're a fun... they stream chess from South Africa. It's a pair of streamers. I'm going to have to Google how to do this, though. Twitch raid after stream. How to use raids. That's exactly what I want. Raids help streamers send their viewers. Yes, that's what I want. How do raids work? Starting a raid is straightforward. Let your viewers know we're going to start a raid. I have just let you know that we're going to start a raid. Oh, and then all you got to do is type /raid followed by whatever the name is. I can do that. After you see raid, you'll see a pinned message with 10-second countdown. After 10 seconds, I'll have the click. Okay, so let me try that. Which way is the raid? Raid #chess. Alrighty. Then we'll go over and raid them. So thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun watching it. I hope if you're in my stats class, hope you had a great time in stats. Maybe we'll do some more Diablo 2 as we go. We could always find somebody else. So hang out if you want to go see a couple of chess streamers. Actually, I think it's just the one right now. I think just Rebecca's streaming. But we'll go raid #chess. Have a good one all. We'll see you around.